Of the original Smokefree Ohio All-Stars. From Ashtabula County, Shirley Dwyer from Lucas County, Catherine Blackstone from Hockham County, Gary Richmond from Cuyahoga County, Len Fisher from Delaware County, Gary Belts from Summit County, Catherine Buxton from Licking County, and I would also like to introduce our State League Ambassador, Bob Willman, who's come to join us today as well. Thank you. In addition, the campaign steering committee partners we have two. We have Krisha Ock-Foley from the American Heart Association and Shelley Kaiser from the American Lung Association. Thank you, Shelley. Who would have thought that our historic victory in 2006 would only be the beginning of our fight to keep Ohio smoke-free? Who would have believed that 3 years ago, to the day after turning in our first round of petitions, we would be standing together again, this time, to protect the law that we all worked so hard to pass? The sponsor of the bill would lead you to believe that voters were duped into supporting issue 5. This is clearly not the case. The sponsor of the bill would lead you to believe that voters were confused when they cast their vote. This is clearly not the case. In fact, a recent survey showed that 97% of Ohio voters polled knew exactly what they were voting for. And the responses were solid across the board, as Len indicated. 93% of veterans and those serving in the military, 98% of households with membership in fraternal organizations all said that they were confident they knew what they were voting for when they approved the law. The private and fraternal club language in Smoke-Free Workplace Act was modeled after the language in other smoke-free states and is not at all uncommon. In fact, 8 states currently do not allow smoking in any of their private clubs, and another 9 states require that their private clubs be smoke-free if they have employees. 7 states require private clubs to be smoke-free when open to the public, regardless of whether they have employees. Don't forget that voters had a choice on November 2006. Voters soundly rejected Issue 4, a proposal that would have exempted bars, many restaurants, bowling alleys, and private clubs. Senate Bill 346 is an even weaker standard of clean indoor air than Issue 4. 3 years ago today, a team of dedicated Ohioans stood before you, this team, proud of their accomplishments and hopeful for a healthier future. Since then, 2.2 million Ohio voters cast their ballots for smoke-free workplaces, and we have all been enjoying the results. We ask Ohio lawmakers for their support in keeping this law strong. We ask them to give us and the voters of the state what they want and deserve, the smoke-free public places and workplaces they voted for. Thank you for coming and joining us today. Are there any questions?
I noticed that Lieutenant Governor Lee Fisher was supposed to be here and he's not here. But Governor Strickland has said that he would like to see the current law watered down in a form that would allow the VFW halls to allow smoking. Can you explain why, first of all, Lieutenant Governor Lee Fisher isn't here, and is there some sort of contradiction between?
The first question, I'm not at all certain why the Lieutenant Governor is not here. But to answer your second question, any exemptions to the Smoke-Free Ohio law would destabilize the law and create an unlevel playing field. It would create 2 classes of employees, those protected and those who, once again, are exposed to secondhand smoke in their workplaces. So we are opposed to anything that would undo those protections that the Ohioans passed in 2006.
Do you feel that you have the support of the current administration, the governor's office, and significant members of leadership to be able to keep it as it is?
We feel that after meeting with the governor's office, the bill as it stands, Senate Bill 346, is not something he is interested in seeing pass. Are there any further questions?
There's been, can you give me a figure as to roughly how much has been spent on polling and the radio campaign, the advertising campaign against the bill? What's the size of the campaign you launched?
The campaign is roughly about $40,000 at this point. We plan on introducing more if we need to and if we feel that there's a reason for that.
Your survey done by Midwest Communications?
That's correct, Bob Faggot, Midwest Communications.
Was it a random sample?
I believe so. He polled 660 people from around the state. That's the returns he had, and it was statewide. We can give you more information on that poll.
Do you know what the margin of error was?
I believe plus or minus 4%. I can verify that for you.
Do you have a feel for whether, do you think they're going to pass it in Lane West, or will there be kind of a big backlash by the voters?
Well, currently the bill has been referred to the Health Committee, Senator Coughlin's committee, and we believe that, as indicated by the Senate President, there will be hearings. We fully expect to have an opportunity to present our side and let the Senate know that there is support for the Smokefree Ohio law as it stands.
If this passes, are you prepared to start getting signatures to go to a referendum to overturn it?
If this passes, we're prepared to do whatever it takes to keep the law and remain a smoke-free state, whatever that would take.
When the governor